we have been listening from him, Janab MS Mohammed Azam Sab, and he is a academician and educationalist and well known in the circles, and he is also the executive board member of OMIR. And no, we are going to listen from Janab MS Mohammed Azam Sab.
Assalamu
Yes,
alaikum.
calling you.
Hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Not yet.
Not it?
Yes, but scholar leader is visible.
Right, okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
A little voice closer, Mike.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. After quite some time, I'm taking a session in MFAD and OMIAT morning sessions. This topic has been discussed in many forums, and today, for the first time, I'm sharing this in the OMIAT morning sessions. That is, as the previous speaker said, the learning should never stop, and the entire organization has to be a learning organization to be successful, right? So, as you all are aware, being teachers and the management people, the world is progressing very fast, technologically in all aspects, right? Especially post-COVID. Yesterday, I was going through a topic written by Mr. Yavar Beg, and which he had predicted in 2020. What are the opportunities post-COVID situation will offer? And that was written in 2020, and now it is 2025. And he was posing a question: how many have come true, right? So when I was going through that, I thought he has written just yesterday, because whatever he had predicted, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, all those things are in reality, right? So as school leaders, we need to nurture our students as per the requirement of the future, right? You prepare somebody as a typist, right? Which we used to see in our childhood, regular that manual typing machines. So if you prepare him, there is no job for that, right? So those skills which are required for the future, that as school leaders and teachers, if we understand it better, definitely our students, those who are getting nurtured from our school, will definitely be future ready. So that's the basic purpose why I have chosen this topic. So as schools, we have to focus on the whole child. It's not that we focus on only the mind, that is knowledge transaction happening in the classroom. So we have to focus on the body of the child, the mind of the child, the heart and soul, right? So heart and soul, you can reframe it like this: hukukul ibad and hukukullah, right? So these two things. Then again, body and mind, we will focus that, inshallah. Now, this used to be my last slide, but I have brought it to the front. Now you see that there are the government policies, they are becoming stringent, and the statutory requirements of starting and running a school are becoming, very strict. In fact, they are for the betterment. They are for the betterment of the student community, for the management, for the welfare. Okay, so as school management, we have to be aware of the stringent policies which are being implemented and the statutory requirements. For example, now a DTCP is mandatory for all the schools. Existing schools have to take that with whatever available infrastructure they have. But in future, if somebody wants to start a new school, he has to comply with the DTCP approvals, right? So without that, you cannot start a school. Now, At the same time, we have so many schools, right, run by our community. So we have come up with a new project called School Excellence Project, that is called SEP. This particular project will focus on the existing schools. Now, starting a new school is a big challenge. At the same time, we have schools which are, in existence for more than 5 decades. Even 100-year-old schools are there. No doubt they were started with a very good intention, and as generations pass, the vision of the institution gets diluted, and the necessary output which we are expecting, the vision gets diluted, and we are not focused on that. So now this SAP project will focus on strengthening, rejuvenating such schools, inshallah. So we have to be aware of the latest happenings around us, especially with respect to policies. Now, NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020, is a new thing, though the Tamil Nadu government has not accepted it so far. But what it contains, as school leaders, we are supposed to be aware, and we are supposed to prepare ourselves in case if it gets implemented. See, we are living in a nation, and the integrity is to be is to be maintained. And at any point of time, these governments, definitely the state and the central government might come into an agreement that NEP 2020 might get implemented. In that case, we have to be prepared for those requirements, right? So now, again, we all know that there are emerging technologies, right? Emerging technologies. So we have to be prepared, and we need to be complacent. We need to understand what is happening around with respect to technology. Now, for example, earlier the teachers used to write lesson plans, right? And moreover, we all as teachers and school leaders, we understand what type of lesson plans our teachers write. But with the emerging technology, within fraction of seconds, the teachers can generate using AI the lesson plans, right? A perfect lesson plan, you can say. This particular emerging technologies, and most of the schools, they use apps. They use you know um, their own school ERPs, right? ERPs. Now these ERPs, they are used to take the attendance, take the teaching learning process further, to communicate with the parents. All such things are happening. At the same time, the AI is taking a bigger role now. So, as teachers and school leaders, we have to understand what is happening around in the technology, how it can be used in right perspective. At the same time, that also emerging technologies also pose a challenge to us. The children, they get addicted to these phones, and see, what is important here is it gives them happiness, right? A pleasure. So this dopamine, which is that gets released by using the phones, right? And the social media, or the different things they are getting involved, the games, right? So, what if we give something which is more interesting to them, and that releases more dopamine to the students? So, what alternatives do we have? Do even we have an organization which uses this technology, right, for the betterment of the students, and uh, they bring that concept of gamification of studies, right? How these studies could be brought in the form of a game, so that the children can learn better, right? Now, again, the next challenge, what a very important challenge, what we have is high attrition rate of teachers, and there's a shortage of passionate teachers, right? So, how are we going to address this, and how to make our teachers passionate? Now, for example, if you see that um, in Finland, which is accepted as one among the best education systems in the world, so there the best talents go into teaching profession, and the top class, excuse me, uh, so the top class talents, the top talents, the best talents are taken into teaching field, especially the lower classes. Now, the best teachers go to the lower classes, right? So that the foundation laid is, very strong there. And the best paid job there is the teaching profession. So here, as school leaders, we have to pay attention. Are we doing something for this, right? So how to make our teachers passionate, and those who are passionate, how to retain them. This is a question which needs to be addressed. Then, you know, the globalization, no doubt, it has opened vistas for various developments. But at the same time, we have cultural deterioration taking place. So, how are we going to address this? Now, most of our schools are Islamic schools, and most of the students who study there are Muslims. But are aware that other religious people of other religion, also coexist with us, and what are the do's and don'ts with them, and how to maintain a cordial relationship? Are we teaching something into that? The cultural deterioration, how to protect our children from this cultural deterioration, how to protect our families from the cultural deterioration, because home environment always you know um, supports us. If it is not in line with the school's expectation, that is going to um, have an impact on our education system. And it is a widespread. Am I audible to all of you? Because am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, audible.
Okay. Then the next challenge, what we have is the drug abuse, right? Drug abuse. Most of the boys and even the girls, and even in medical colleges, it is found that children, the students are getting addicted to alcoholism and drugs, right? So Allah should forbid, and see that how we can save our children from this abuse, right? Then the next problem, which is coming up, is social isolation. Now people are happy with spending time with non-living things, especially phones, and they are happy with that. And there's no social connect with either family members. And even if you drive on the road, you'll find that the drive culture itself has changed. The way the children ride two-wheelers is totally like a game, video game only. So the way they turn, the way they ride the bicycles, even the two-wheelers, it's quite it has an impact. The games have an impact on that also. And most of you will agree with me that the migration earlier, people used to migrate to Gulf countries and other countries for employment, right? And because there were green pastures there. And now that has come to minimal. People are migrating to different countries, like Australia, New Zealand, and even European countries. Uh, and now that is also happening within the country. Now you can see that a lot of laborers are migrating from northeastern states, and even North Indians. They are migrating to Tamil Nadu or southern states. So, what is the reason for that? Have you ever analyzed? So, what is happening here? Now, it means we don't have people, those who are ready to do laborious work. So, that is slowly, it is getting, our people, they want to have, live in a comfort zone. And that gap has to be filled by somebody. So, people are coming from other states. So this also has a cultural deterioration, or even the language, slowly. Even, for example, if you go to a remote place in Tamil Nadu also, the prices, even a person who is not knowing Hindi, she is telling the price in Hindi. Now we say in our Urdu, local Urdu, they say bis per che, but she says chebbis. because that's how she has been, trained. Because the local buyers, those who are migrated from North India, they use those numbers. So the migration is also needs to be addressed, right? Why these people are migrating? So is it going to be a correct solution? And are we going to prepare people for such jobs, or are we going to make them fit to supervise, or so this is a question. So we need to address as educationists. Okay. Then demographic trend, then aging population throughout the world. So if you see the European countries, especially, and on the other side, Japan, they have aging population. I heard from one of my friends who is doing business in Japan. He said that there, the people, those who are doing agriculture, they are becoming aged now. There's no youngsters to take up agriculture. So now you must have heard that the rice price in Japan has recently increased three times. For example, if it is sold for 100 rupees, now it is being sold for 300 rupees. Now, Japanese people, they are, um, facing a bigger challenge. Once I was told by a person who returned from Japan, he said, if somebody knows Japanese language and he's knowing a little bit of agriculture, he'll be paid not less than 1 lakh rupee to work in Japan. So this is the demographic trend which is happening around, right? Aging population in Europe. Now imagine there are no youngsters in a country, right? Very less youngsters, and there are aged people. What is the possibility that what type of jobs you will have there? Now there is a concept that old people, especially, they don't live in joint families. They live alone, right, independently. Now, is there a possibility that geriatric care, that caring old age people, or running an old age home, all such things will definitely need people who can do it professionally, right? So we need to identify the opportunities which such trends are offering us, right? Similarly, the next major problem we are going to face is the environmental issues. Now, you know that in Chennai, they used to call Kattiri right? During that Kattiri it was raining so much, right? Now, that period is over. Now we have a lot of heat. So things are, changing rapidly. We have to be prepared. So those who are into environmental side, so they will definitely have more prospects, and we need to work. We need to work on such things which has minimal damage to the environment. So there are opportunities on that side also. Now, as you all are aware that the whole world is in a confusion. Who is fighting for what we do not know? And there are so many wars happening all around. And people are being killed unnecessarily. And there are confusions and disasters. Wherever you see, there are, tsunamis, earthquakes. So these challenges posed by the atmosphere, or, the world, it's for whom? It is for, primarily it is for us. These challenges needs to be addressed, and all these challenges uh, we have to understand as educationists and see that we are the leaders or the future, those who have understood this. And it's not that everybody should go to IIT. It's not that everybody should go to a medical college and become doctor. No, there are so many opportunities available. Geology is one of the area where it is less explored, but you have to study it a right place, and to the right extent you'll have to study. It's not that simply superfluous study you do, and wherever you get a seat and you study. That's not the right way of doing it. So these are the evolving roles. That's what we said. Now let's come to one particular part, then we'll finish today's session, inshallah. Let me check what is the time now.
Five
So
minutes more, sir.
5 more minutes. We'll discuss body, right? First of all, we need to nurture our students in a way that they understand that the body is amana given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Allah has blessed us with a body, which is an amana. We have to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and see that every part which is blessed by Him, we do any activity which is permissible. For example, our eyes are a blessing to us. We are supposed to use these eyes for that particular purpose. We are supposed to see only those permissible things. We are supposed to do those acts which are permissible. So the eyesight is an amana, and we have to be thankful for that. This body, these legs, where they are supposed to take us to those places which are, which are permissible, right? We are not supposed to use these legs to go to places which are not permissible, right? So similarly, every part has been blessed, and we need to consider that as an amana. And this amana, if it is put to use in right perspective, that is going to give us, the feeling of thankfulness. And that once you are thankful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increases it many folds. La in shakartum la azidannakum. So once you are thankful, your blessings will be increased, right? So if you nurture your students in this way, now you also say that drug is something which is going to spoil your health. This health is a blessing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are spoiling, you are not thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are becoming thankless. If you are consuming alcohol, you are going to spoil your health, you are becoming thankless. So now, if this is, imbibed in the child, if this quality, or if this thinking is deep seated, now this child will never ever sought to resort to drugs or alcoholism. So he will feel that, yes, this body, I'm not supposed to spoil. It is not my own. It is a blessing from my Lord. This particular body is supposed to do good things. It is not for spoiling it. Now coming to the suicide, if you take an average of, if you take the statistics, you will find that Muslims commit the least. But at the same time, they are not supposed to do. 100% we are supposed to be away from suicide, because it is not permissible, because this body doesn't belong to us. It is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it an age, and that age, we cannot take a decision to end that life, right? So this concept has to be, at an appropriate age, we are supposed to teach the children in an appropriate manner, so that they become thankful for the blessings. And next thing, the body needs to be maintained. If it is not maintained, if the body is not healthy, you cannot do any activity, right? So you need to have a proper food, then adequate rest, and exercises to maintain the body. So, food, again, you have to be very careful about the permissible source. Are you getting food from a permissible source? And also, even if it is from a permissible source, is it halal, right? We have to be conscious about these two things. Are we getting our food? Are we feeding our children with a permissible source of income? And also, is it halal? Are we doing this? Because it has an impact on our amal. And also, we have to be focused on the balanced food. It's not day a child eats non-vegetarian. It has to be a balanced food. It has to cater to all the nutrients which are required for the healthy body. So see that you as teachers and school leaders have to, you can give a diet chart to the children, that their lunch should be having these elements on Monday, these things on Tuesday. Like that, you can have a timetable, right? And also the food has to have a schedule. So it's not time, every time you take anything, it should not be. We should have some sort of schedule for our food. Similarly, for rest, you're supposed to have adequate sleep. At least 7 hours of sleep is mandatory to have. a complete rest. So we have to ensure our sleep timings, and even a khailullah is always better if it is possible during your work schedule. So similarly, the zikr and meditation also gives adequate rest, right? Similarly, we have to work on exercises, so we can go for a walk, run, or workouts. Even the best thing, what we can do is we can engage our children in domestic chores, right? We have to see that our students do work, domestic work at home. They can clean the home, they can organize things. So this could be part of our program. Have a wonderful playground and see that the PET periods are done, you know, in a structured way. It's not that you just send the children to the ground and they are just without any supervision. They are just spending their time, they chit chat and just talk and come back. Otherwise, what you can do is a structured training program could be organized and see that through sports also they can get better admissions in better colleges, and they can also get employment opportunities. So we have to focus on the body with proper games. Next, the photograph shows healthy food competitions. So you can call parents and see that they also understand. It's not that they cook and eat and go off. No, we have to explain how it is important, what are the nutritional value that food has, and how it is important for a better growth. So that you can. And also we conduct on 31st December every year, we conduct a marathon in our place. That has given an impetus that now most of them, the numbers of walkers, and especially in the morning, they started walking more. So a health consciousness has come into that. So this is how our schools can impact our students and our, even the society. With that, we'll conclude today, inshallah. Next week, we'll meet. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah, Janab MS Mohammed Azam Sahab. Very good presentation on a topic which is the need of the hour, leadership. All our teachers are leaders only because many are followers for them. A class full of students, they are the followers. So Azam Sahab has clearly given out a plan how to be an effective leader. And Azam Sahab is telling important points like continuing our evolution. We have to evolve ourselves, and he was talking about emerging technologies also. So point by point, he was explaining the things, the social isolation, which is a common problem in our students, how to tackle it. We have to tackle it. We have to bring solutions, and we have to spread these solutions among our students, parents, and what migration has brought the problems and how to tackle that one. Azam Sahib has given insight into this problem also. A problem, though it looks it is not connected to us, but in future may we be affected by these things. And aging population, Azam Sahib has taken this topic also, and environmental issues. We have to tackle them. We have to be concerned about it. And worldwide confusions and wars and disasters, we have to take care of those things also. So Azam Sahib has given a very great insight into all these things, and he has given at the end how to take care of our health, food, and rest and exercise. So we have to take care of all these things also, and we have to explain these things to our students also. Thank you very much, Janab Muhammad Azam Sahib. We like to hear at least in a once or twice, because you are having lot of knowledge about these things, and we would be happy to know more about it. So with this, the program comes to an end, and inshallah tomorrow again we will meet. Two very interesting speakers are there. So this 1 hour we will be benefited a lot. So and, you join and also invite your friends to join it, because they also should be benefited. Let us meet tomorrow. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdi.